Going on YouTube? Thanks for tuning into the channel. Your boy Devin Coates. Day 40, Law 40. You can pick up a copy of this book in the link in the description below. Law 40. Despise the free lunch. What is offered for free is dangerous. It usually involves either a trick or a hidden obligation. What has worth is worth paying for. By paying your own way, you stay clear of gratitude, guilt, and deceit. It is also often wise to pay the full price. There is no cutting corners with excellence. Be lavish with your money. Keep it circulating, for generosity is a sign and a magnet for power. So there's a few ideas in this. There's tons of stories. So I'm just really going to go over like the kind of how the first two pages go. So one, he just starts off talking about money and power and how money and power go hand in hand. Looking cheap is not powerful. In order to gain power with money, it needs to circulate. If you listen to Grant Cardone at all, he constantly talks about that. Like if you're scared of spending $1,500, you're never gonna make $1 million. Like it needs to circulate. Generosity has a lot of power. Giving, the whole idea of giving before you take, and how that works. So money has a lot of powerful aspects to it. The four different types of people with money that he talks about are the greedy fish, the bargain demon, the sadist, and the indiscriminate giver. So these are kind of the four traps that you don't want to fall into, that you want to be wary of when dealing with other people like this. So the greedy fish is like the Wolf of Wall Street, the guy that's all about money. Eventually, he usually isolates himself. He's kind of like a con artist's best friend because he has no friends. He's really bad with psychology, and eventually they can just pull his strings and get him to do what they want. So that's the greedy fish. You don't really want to deal with this guy because he's going to just try to exploit you. The bargain demon. So this is the person that's super always looking for a deal, always trying to get something cheaper. But powerful people, obviously, they like a lot about their time. I know I took this what are you worth kind of test one time, and a lot of the questions they would ask are like, you can pay $100 from this at this store, but you can drive 10 minutes down the road, wait 30 minutes in a line, and get a $95 discount. What would you do? And like different things like that. And then the way they calculated it was like, if you're going to waste all that time to get that discount, then you obviously don't think your time is worth that much, which is an indication that you are less powerful. More powerful people of higher status are not going to be worried about, they'll be more worried about losing the time and putting the effort and energy into saving the money than spending the extra money. So that's another trap you don't want to run into. And it's like a lot of the people that, all the people that are probably kind of waiting for the day after Christmas to buy all these gifts. It's like they don't even really need the gifts. They're just going to buy it because it's a bargain. And that's just like a bad mentality to have. The other one is the sadist, and being in sales, painting people's houses and things like this. I've definitely had my fair share of these kind of people. These kind of people are the people that when they pay you, they think that they can just tell you whatever the fuck they want, order you around, tell you what. I know they're talking about a building that was made in Paris, and basically like she was just on him about how much every piece of this cost, and I want it to look like this and look like that, and they kind of ruin their reputation in the way. Like the bargain demon and the sadist kind of are almost one and the same. They're different, but they can be the same person. And they ruin their reputation because they basically, people don't want to sell to them anymore. Like, because everything that they do is all about control, and they think that once they give you the money, they can control you and tell you to do whatever they want. So I know every business has a few of those kind of people that you just can't like make happy. And you don't want to be or deal with that kind of person. The last one is the indiscriminate giver. So this sounds like it doesn't make sense. This is the person that gives all the time. So everybody has a friend or a person they know that just like they're just giving to everybody, but they're not doing it strategically or because they like the person. They're doing it so they can be like, they just give. And then it basically makes people not feel special because they're giving it to everybody, and then it's taken for granted, and then it kind of breeds this insecurity, which makes you look less powerful. but it breeds this insecurity that there's an emotional need they're trying to solve by using their money and giving it out. So he gives tons of examples of transgressions and observances, but it's about like 10 different stories. So I'm not really trying to get into every single one. So that's really what it was all about. Money can bring power. When it comes to the free lunch, always know that there's strings attached. So, I mean, a lot of the sales things, I mean, you know, they give you, you can buy a multi-year, but you got to give everything up front. Now, that might not be a problem for you, though, but you want a discount, you got to do this instead. Or if somebody close to you gives you a gift for no reason, they kind of want either loyalty or money back in the end. So always know that when you're dealing with money, nothing is ever free, and you get what you pay for. So, I mean, if you're always looking for a bargain, you might buy something used, and you might get it on a low, but it might break in 2 years. You might think you have control over somebody, and then because you paid them, but then nobody ever wants to work with you in the future. You might be super greedy and think, oh, this free easy money, and I've gotten conned into this, all these get rich quick schemes, like, oh, it's easy free money, it's super easy, and then you get conned out and you spent the money to do it, and it really wasn't what it was worked up to. Or if you're giving, I've never really been this person, but you give so much to everybody that the way you're trying to use your money to circulate and generate power, it's lost its flair, because you do that for everybody, and it's not for any benefit. It's really just so you can be liked by other people, which is kind of mentally, I think it goes to people's heads like another form of like prostitution. Like, you're trying to, not necessarily sexual favors, but you're paying for their favor in terms of liking you and admiring you by just spending money on everybody. So that's it for this one. Link in the description below where you can pick up your copy. Like, comment, subscribe. I think I'm going to do one more in close succession. So peace. Be on the lookout for that.